NBA's most underrated ballers. Alright, let me get something straight right off the bat. There are players in the NBA who are putting in the work day in and day out, producing at a high level, and yet, they get overlooked. It's a travesty, a crying shame, and frankly, it's disrespectful to the game itself. We're not talking about your bona fide superstars that everybody and their mama knows about. No. We're talking about the guys who are the glue, the engines, the difference makers that the casual fan, and even some so-called analysts, just don't appreciate enough. Welcome to our countdown of the most underrated players in the NBA right now. You see, it's easy to get caught up in the glitz and the glamour, the high-flying dunks, the 30-footers. I get it, that's what sells. But basketball, real basketball, is more than that. It's about grit, it's about intelligence, it's about consistency, and it's about making winning plays, even when the spotlight ain't shining directly on you. These players we're about to discuss embody that. They are quintessential professionals who deserve their flowers, who deserve their recognition, who deserve to be spoken about with the reverence typically reserved for the marquee names. So I implore you, I urge you to pay close attention. Open your ears and open your minds, because you might just learn something today. You might just find a new appreciation for the nuances of this beautiful game and the individuals who excel in those often unseen areas. We're about to shine a very bright, very necessary light on these ballers. Let's dive into the list and see who deserves more recognition. And trust me, by the end of this you'll be wondering how you ever missed them. Now let's talk about an old man, a rocket champion by the name of Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet, say it with me. This brother right here is the epitome of what it means to be underrated, and frankly, it's an indictment on anyone who calls themselves a basketball aficionado if they don't recognize the sheer talent and tenacity this man brings to the court every single night for the Toronto Raptors. He's not just a part of their success, he's been a driving force. You look at his journey undrafted, let that sink in. Undrafted. How many GMs, how many scouts, how many so-called experts looked at this young man and said, no, thank you. And what did he do? He put his head down, he grinded, he believed in himself, and he carved out an indispensable role on a championship-caliber team. That chip on his shoulder, it ain't just a chip, it's a whole damn mountain, and he uses it to fuel his exceptional play. Let's talk about his defense. Oh, you want to talk about defense? Fred VanVleet is a pest. He's a bulldog. He will get up in your grill, he will pick your pocket, he will take charges, he will do all the dirty work that doesn't always show up in the flashy highlight reels but wins you basketball games. His basketball IQ on the defensive end is off the charts. He anticipates, he rotates, he communicates. He's a defensive general out there. And don't get it twisted, it's not just about effort with him. It's about skill, it's about technique, it's about understanding angles and leverage. He might give up a few inches to many of the guards he's checking, but he doesn't give up an inch of heart, an inch of determination. He makes life miserable for opposing ball handlers. You think you're going to have an easy night when Fred VanVleet is guarding you? Think again, he's a disruptor of the highest order. But then, you flip it to the offensive end. And what do you see? You see a clutch performer. You see a guy who is not afraid of the big moment. How many times have we seen Fred VanVleet step up and knock down a critical shot when the Raptors absolutely needed it? He's got ice in his veins. He can create his own shot, he can knock down the three ball with consistency, and he can get to the cup. He's a complete offensive player. His playmaking often gets overlooked too. He's not just a scorer, he's a facilitator. He can run the pick and roll, he can make the right read, he can get his teammates involved. He understands the rhythm and flow of the game. He's a point guard who truly understands how to lead an offense, how to manage a game, and how to put his team in the best position to succeed, night in and night out. This isn't just some chucker out there. And the leadership, my goodness, the leadership. This is a young man who carries himself like a veteran, who commands respect in that locker room, not just through his words, but through his actions. He leads by example. He's the kind of player you want to go to battle with, because you know he's going to leave everything he has out there on that floor for the betterment of the team. That's invaluable. The fact that he often flies under the radar is simply baffling to me. Is it because he's not the 6'8" athletic freak? Is it because he plays in Houston and maybe doesn't get the same media exposure? I don't care what the reason is, it's inexcusable. This man is a winner. This man is a champion. This man is an all-star caliber player who doesn't always get that all-star recognition. It's time to put some respect on his name. His defensive skills are not just good, they are elite. His ability to disrupt passing lanes, to stay in front of quicker guards, to fight through screens, these are attributes that championship teams are built upon. He's not just playing defense, he's dictating terms on that end of the floor, making opponents uncomfortable and forcing them into mistakes. That's a game changer, folks. And those clutch performances I mentioned, they aren't flukes, they are a pattern. When the game is on the line, when the pressure is at its highest, Fred VanVleet has shown time and time again that he is more than capable of rising to the occasion. He embraces those moments, he wants the ball in his hands. That kind of Mamba mentality, that killer instinct, is rare. So when you talk about the Toronto Raptors and their continued success, even in a post-Kawhi era, you better make sure Fred VanVleet's name is one of the first ones out of your mouth. He's not just a role player, he's a foundational piece. He's a star in his own right, whether the casuals recognize it or not. He is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most underrated players in this entire league, period. Next up, we have a gentleman, a scholar, a bucket getter, and a leader, Malcolm Brogdon. They call him the President. And let me tell you something, his game is absolutely presidential. It's poised, it's intelligent, it's effective, and yet for some inexplicable reason he doesn't get the national acclaim that his production warrants. Playing for the Indiana Pacers, a team that often gets overlooked, certainly doesn't help his case, but we're not here to make excuses for the uninformed, we're here to state facts. Malcolm Brogdon's versatility is something that needs to be highlighted, underlined, and shouted from the rooftops. This man can do it all. He can score at all three levels. He can shoot the three-pointer with remarkable efficiency. He can get to the mid-range and knock down that pull-up jumper. He can take it to the rack and finish through contact. He's not just a scorer, he's a highly efficient offensive weapon. And it's not just about putting the ball in the hoop. His playmaking is incredibly underrated. He sees the floor exceptionally well. He makes smart decisions with the basketball. He can run an offense. He can initiate the pick and roll, and he can deliver pinpoint passes to his teammates for easy scores. He's got a high basketball IQ, and it shows in the way he orchestrates the offense and gets others involved. That's the mark of a true point guard, a true floor general. His consistency is another hallmark of his game. You know what you're going to get from Malcolm Brogdon on a nightly basis. He's not a guy who's going to give you 30 points one night and then disappear for the next 3. No sir. He brings a steady, reliable presence to the court. He's going to give you solid production, smart play, and a winning effort every single time he laces up his sneakers. That kind of reliability is invaluable to any NBA team. Think about his journey, Rookie of the Year. Let me repeat that, Rookie of the Year. Over guys who were drafted much higher than him. That tells you something about his talent, his work ethic, and his readiness to compete at the highest level from day one. He stepped onto the NBA scene and immediately made an impact, and he's only gotten better since then. Yet, the spotlight seems to elude him more often than not. Despite his contributions, which are significant, he doesn't always get the spotlight he deserves. Is it because he's not the flashiest player? Is it because he has a quiet, unassuming demeanor? I don't know, and frankly I don't care. What I care about is the product on the floor, and Malcolm Brogdon consistently delivers a high-quality product. He's a winner. He makes winning plays. He contributes to team success in a multitude of ways. His defensive capabilities often go unnoticed as well, but he's a very solid defender. He uses his size, his strength, and his intelligence to guard multiple positions effectively. He's not going to back down from a challenge. He's going to compete on that end of the floor. That two-way ability is what separates good players from great players, and Brogdon is certainly trending towards the latter. When he was with the Milwaukee Bucks, he was a crucial piece of their rise. When he went to the Indiana Pacers, he took on a larger role and showed that he was more than capable of being a primary offensive option and a team leader. He has adapted and thrived in different situations, which speaks volumes about his character and his skill set. This isn't a system player, this is a damn good basketball player, period. The efficiency numbers for Brogdon are often staggering. He's been a member of the coveted 50-40-90 club, which is rarefied air in the NBA. That means shooting at least 50% from the field, 40% from three-point range, and 90% from the free throw line. That is the mark of an incredibly skilled and disciplined offensive player. How many guys in the league can boast that kind of efficiency? Not many, I can tell you that. So why is Malcolm Brogdon not consistently mentioned among the top guards in this league? It's a question that baffles me. He has the stats, he has the impact, he has the winning pedigree. he is an invaluable asset to any team he plays for, bringing a level of professionalism and production that should be celebrated, not overlooked. He's a coach's dream. It's time for the narrative to change. It's time for Malcolm Brogdon to get his due. He's not just a good player, he's a borderline all-star, and on some nights he plays like a superstar. The Indiana Pacers know his value. His teammates know his value. It's time the rest of the basketball world caught up and recognized the exceptional talent that is Malcolm Brogdon. He deserves that spotlight. Alright, let me talk to you about a man who defines the term two-way player. I'm talking about Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday. If you are building a championship contender, and you need a guard who can lock down the other team's best perimeter player, and give you 20 points on any given night, this is your guy. And the fact that he isn't universally recognized as one of the premier guards in this league is, quite frankly, an abomination. It's a basketball crime. His defensive prowess is not just good, it's legendary among his peers. Ask any superstar offensive player in this league who the toughest defender they've ever faced is, and Jrue Holiday's name will come up time and time again. He has the strength, the quickness, the anticipation, and the sheer will to make life an absolute nightmare for whoever he's guarding. He's a defensive savant. He doesn't just play defense, he embraces it. He takes pride in shutting down his opponent. He picks up full court. He fights through screens. He has active hands that lead to deflections and steals. He can guard multiple positions effectively. He is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the top 3 perimeter defenders on planet Earth. And that is not an exaggeration, that is a stone-cold fact. But here's the kicker, he's not just a defensive specialist. Oh no. This man can hoop on the other end too. He can score the basketball, he can get to the rim and finish with either hand, through contact. He has a reliable mid-range game, he can step out and hit the three-pointer. He is a complete offensive player who can create his own shot and make plays for others. His ability to score is often overshadowed by his incredible defense, but make no mistake, Jrue Holiday can fill it up. He's a crafty scorer, using his strength and basketball IQ to find openings and exploit mismatches. He's not afraid to take the big shot, and he's more than capable of carrying the offensive load when needed. He's a proven scorer in this league, a consistent threat. When he was with the New Orleans Pelicans, he often had to carry a heavy burden on both ends of the floor, and he did it admirably. Now with the Milwaukee Bucks, he's been a perfect fit alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton. He was the missing piece that helped them get over the hump and win an NBA championship. That's not a coincidence, folks. That's the Jrue Holiday effect. His impact on winning is undeniable. He makes winning plays. He does the little things that don't always show up in the box score but contribute to victories. He's a leader. He's a consummate professional. He's the type of player that every coach dreams of having on their roster. He elevates the play of everyone around him. The level of respect he commands from his fellow players is immense. They know how good he is. They know how tough he is. They know that when you go up against Jrue Holiday, you're in for a dogfight. It's a shame that the national media and some fans don't always give him that same level of adulation, because he has earned it 10 times over. Think about the pressure situations, the playoff battles. Jrue Holiday consistently steps up. He doesn't shrink from the moment, he thrives in it. His defensive intensity goes up a notch, and his offensive contributions become even more critical. He's a big game player, through and through. That championship DNA is evident every time he steps on the court. He's not flashy. He's not out there seeking attention. He just goes about his business in a quiet, professional, and incredibly effective manner. And perhaps that's why he sometimes gets overlooked. But substance should always trump style, and Jrue Holiday is all substance. He is a basketball purist dream player. So, let me be unequivocally clear. Jrue Holiday is one of the best two-way players in the entire National Basketball Association. His defensive impact is transformative, and his offensive game is more than capable. He is a champion, he is a winner, and he is, without a doubt, one of the most valuable and yes, underrated players in the game today. It's time to give this man his damn flowers. Now let's pivot to a situation that truly perplexes me. I'm talking about Tobias Harris of the Philadelphia 76ers. Here is a man who consistently puts up numbers, who is a reliable, efficient scorer, a professional through and through, and yet, he often becomes the forgotten man, the scapegoat, or simply doesn't get the credit he so richly deserves. It's almost as if people are blind to the consistent production he brings to the table. Tobias Harris is a bucket. Let me say that again. The man is a bucket. He can score in a variety of ways. He can post up smaller defenders, He can face up and drive, he can knock down the mid-range jumper, he can stretch the floor, and hit the three ball. He has a polished offensive game that allows him to be effective in different offensive schemes, and alongside different types of star players. His scoring numbers, year in and year out, are remarkably consistent. You're talking about a guy who is routinely going to give you 17, 18, 20 points per game on good efficiency. How many players in this league can you say that about? And yet, when people talk about the Sixers, the conversation often revolves around Joel Embiid, maybe James Harden when he was there, or Tyrese Maxey's emergence. Tobias Harris often gets relegated to an afterthought. This is a man who has been a primary scoring option on other teams and has thrived in that role. He's shown that he can carry an offensive load. Now, playing alongside a dominant force like Embiid, his role has shifted, but his effectiveness has not waned. He adapts. He finds ways to contribute. He understands what the team needs from him on any given night, and more often than not, he delivers. His professionalism is something that needs to be commended. You don't hear Tobias Harris complaining about touches. You don't hear him causing drama in the locker room. He shows up, he does his job, he works hard, and he tries to help his team win basketball games. In an era of diva attitudes and constant player movement, that kind of steady, professional presence is incredibly valuable. The criticism he sometimes faces is, in my opinion, often unwarranted and unfair. When the Sixers underperform, he seems to be an easy target. But basketball is a team game, and if you look at his individual contributions, they are almost always solid. He's a strong presence on the court, a veteran who understands the NBA game. Let's talk about his efficiency. For a player who takes the volume of shots he does, and often has to create his own offense or take tough shots late in the shot clock, his shooting percentages are consistently respectable. He's not just jacking up shots, he's an intelligent scorer who picks his spots and plays within himself while still being aggressive. His contributions often go unnoticed in the shadow of bigger names, and that's a shame. Because Tobias Harris is a very, very good basketball player. He would be a number 1 or number 2 option on a lot of teams in this league. The fact that he's willing to be a 3rd or 4th option on a contending team and still produce at a high level speaks volumes about his character and his commitment to winning. He's also a capable rebounder for his position. And while not a lockdown defender, he's not a liability on that end either. He competes. He understands team defensive schemes, he brings a level of physicality and size that is important on both ends of the floor. He's a well-rounded player, not just a one-dimensional scorer. The narrative around Tobias Harris needs to change. Instead of focusing on what he isn't, people need to appreciate what he is, a consistent, reliable, efficient scorer who brings a professional attitude and a winning mentality to the court every single night. He's a guy you want on your team, a guy who helps you win games. So when you're watching the Philadelphia 76 ERs, don't just focus on the MVP caliber play of Joel Embiid. Pay attention to Tobias Harris. Watch how he operates. Watch how he contributes. Watch how he consistently puts the ball in the basket. He is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most unfairly criticized and subsequently underrated players in the NBA. He deserves far more respect for his game. Finally, let me talk about a man who is the personification of class, leadership, and consistent excellence at the point guard position for well over a decade, Mike Conley. Mike Conley. For years, this man toiled away in Memphis, playing at an all-star level, yet consistently getting snubbed for that recognition. And even now, as a veteran presence on contending teams, his true value often gets understated. It's an absolute sham. Mike Conley is the quintessential point guard. He's a floor general in the truest sense of the word. He runs the offense with poise and intelligence. He makes his teammates better, he understands time, score, and situation. He rarely turns the ball over. He is an extension of the coach on the floor. These are qualities that are becoming increasingly rare in today's NBA. His skill set is so smooth, so under control that sometimes it doesn't look flashy, and therefore people overlook it. But make no mistake, he is incredibly skilled. He has a deadly floater. He can knock down the three-pointer, he can get into the lane and make plays. He's a crafty finisher, and his left hand is just as good, if not better, than most players' strong hand. The leadership he brings to a team is immeasurable. He's a calming presence in the huddle, on the court, and in the locker room. He's been through countless battles. He's seen it all. Young players look up to him. Veterans respect him. He sets a standard for professionalism and preparation that elevates the entire organization. That's not something you can quantify in a box score, but it's invaluable. For years in Memphis, he was the heart and soul of that grit and grind era. He played through injuries. He competed at the highest level. He led that team to multiple playoff appearances and was their best player, night in and night out. The fact that he only made his first All-Star team so late in his career is a basketball injustice of the highest order. It's an embarrassment to the selection process. Even now, with the Utah Jazz and subsequently the Minnesota Timberwolves, his impact is immediately felt. He brings stability, he brings veteran savvy. He makes the players around him better. He knows how to play winning basketball. He's not looking to score 30 points a night anymore, but he will do whatever it takes for the team to win, whether it's making the right pass, hitting a timely shot, or playing tough defense. And let's not forget his defense. Mike Conley has always been a very good defensive player. He's got quick hands, great anticipation, and he's always in the right position. He's not going to get bullied by bigger guards, and he's smart enough to hold his own against anyone. That two-way impact from the point guard position is critical for team success. His basketball IQ is off the charts. He sees plays before they happen. He understands angles and spacing. He knows how to exploit an opponent's weakness. He's like a chess master out there on the court, always thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead. That kind of intelligence is what separates the good players from the truly great ones. Despite his consistent performance over so many years, he remains underrated by the casual fan, and even by some in the media. Perhaps it's because he's not a high flyer. Perhaps it's because he's always been more about substance than style, but those who truly understand the game of basketball know just how good Mike Conley is, and how important he is to any team he plays for. He's a winner. He's a leader. He's a consummate professional. He's everything you could ever want in a point guard. He's the kind of player who makes franchises better, who makes cultures stronger, and who helps teams reach their full potential. He's a future Hall of Famer in my opinion, based on his longevity, his impact, and his consistent excellence. So, the next time you're watching a game and Mike Conley is on the court, pay attention. Watch the nuances of his game. Watch how he controls the tempo. Watch how he makes everyone around him better. He is a basketball treasure, a shining example of how to play the game the right way. And he is, without a shadow of a doubt, still one of the most underrated and underappreciated talents in this league. Respect is due. And there you have it. That's our list of the most underrated players in the NBA right now. These are men who bring it every single night, who contribute to winning in profound ways. Yet somehow, someway, they don't get the universal acclaim, the widespread recognition that their talents so clearly demand. It's my sincere hope that after hearing this you'll look at these players and others like them with a newfound appreciation for what they bring to this great game of basketball. The NBA is more than just the names you see on the marquee. It's about the grinders, the thinkers, the selfless teammates, the defensive stoppers, and the clutch performers who might not always make the highlight reel, but are absolutely essential to the fabric of championship contending teams. These players we've discussed today embody that spirit. They are the hidden gems, the unsung heroes, and it's high time they got their proper respect from everyone who claims to love this sport. So what do you think? Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments below. Who did we miss? Who do you think is the most underrated player in the league today? I want to hear from you. This is what it's all about, the debate, the passion, the love for the game. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more NBA content. We'll be back soon breaking it all down because that's what we do.